Hello dear students, last class we have discussed about a theory of interference. So today I am going to discuss about conditions for constructive interference and conditions for destructive interference. Constructive interference takes place when a crest of one wave falls on crest of another wave or trough of one wave falls on trough of another wave. Destructive interference takes place when a crest of one wave falls on trough of another wave or a trough of one wave falls on crest of another wave. So here we are going to discuss about the conditions for path difference and phase difference in case of constructive interference and in case of destructive interference. So let us see one by one. The first one, conditions for constructive interference. Constructive interference. So we know that expression for amplitude of the resultant light wave. Last class we have discussed about expression for amplitude of the resultant light wave when two light waves are superimposed on each other. So according to that formula, amplitude of the resultant light wave R is equal to a root of A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi. This is the expression for amplitude of the resultant light wave. It may be a constructive or it may be a destructive. Okay. For constructive interference, we know that amplitude or displacement of the resultant light wave is maximum. So displacement or amplitude of the resultant light wave is maximum. So that is possible if cos phi is equal to plus 1 according to this formula. If cos phi is equal to plus 1, cos phi is equal to plus 1, then this R is maximum and hence intensity of a resultant light wave is maximum. Amplitude of a resultant light wave that is R is maximum. Is maximum when cos phi is equal to plus 1 according to this equation. So if cos phi is equal to plus 1, R is equal to root of. So cos phi is equal to plus means this whole term becomes plus, then remaining terms are A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2, or we can write amplitude of the resultant wave is equal to A1 plus A2 whole square a square plus b square plus 2ab. So instead of this whole term I am going to write a1 plus a2 whole square. Root square get cancelled, then r is equal to a1 plus a2. See here, a1 amplitude of the first wave, a2 amplitude of the second wave, resultant amplitude is a1 plus a2 because constructive. So in case of constructive, amplitude is maximum. So if suppose if a1 is equal to a2 is equal to a, that means if those two light waves have same amplitude, then r is equal to 2a. Therefore we know that I is proportional to amplitude square. I is proportional to amplitude square means, so here I is proportional to r square. Therefore I is proportional to r square means 2a whole square, that means 4a square. You just remember this equation. When two light waves have same amplitude, then intensity is proportional to 4a square. Sometimes so this type of conditions are required to solve the numericals in competitive examination. Okay. Then what are the phase difference and path difference in case of a constructive interference? Phase difference and path difference. Phase difference, it is represented by delta phi. Then path difference, so it is represented by delta x. This is equal to. So in case of a constructive interference, so according to definition, crest of one wave falls on crest of another wave. See here, these two light waves undergo constructive interference because crest on crest, trough on trough. So here phase of this wave is 0, 0. So here phase is equal to pi, here phase is equal to 2 pi. So here phase is equal to 3 pi. So here phase is equal to 4 pi. So here phase is equal to 5 pi. So here phase is equal to 6 pi. 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi at this point. Similarly, here pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi. Then phase difference between these two light waves is equal to 0. Phase difference between these two light waves is equal to 0. And also these two light waves are traveling same distance. You just imagine yourself, this is one light source, this is another light source. In order to reach this point, these two light waves are traveling same distance. Same distance means, let us say distance traveled by this light wave is equal to 5 centimeter. Distance traveled by this light wave is equal to 5 centimeter. Then path difference is equal to 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. So phase difference is equal to 0 and also path difference is equal to 0. So in this case, that is delta phi is equal to 0 and delta x is equal to 0. So in case of constructive interference. Similarly, in next case, now light source is at this point. Again these two light waves undergo constructive interference because crust on crust, trough on trough. So here phase is equal to 0, here phase is equal to pi, here phase is equal to 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi. Now this light wave is moving from this point. So here the phase difference between these two light waves is equal to, phase difference between these two light waves is equal to, you just ignore this one, 0 pi. Now when the phase of this wave is 2 pi, the phase of this wave is 0. Then the phase difference between these two light waves is equal to 2 pi minus 0 is equal to 2 pi. Phase difference between these two light waves is equal to 2 pi. So there should be a path difference. So clearly distance traveled by the first light wave is greater than distance traveled by the second light wave. We know that length of one complete cycle, that is length for one complete cycle, so this is equal to lambda, it is represented by lambda. So here path difference between these two light waves is equal to lambda. Phase difference is equal to 2 pi. That means in case of constructive interference, when a phase difference is 2 pi, then path difference is lambda. So here delta phi is equal to 2 pi and delta x is equal to lambda. Because this distance is equal to lambda. Similarly, you may take another condition. Now you just observe these two light waves. These two light waves again undergo constructive interference, crest and crest, trough and trough. So here phase 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi. Phase difference between these two light waves. When this light wave starts from 0, then the phase of this light wave is 4 pi. Phase of this wave is 0, then the phase of this light wave is 4 pi. Phase difference is 4 pi minus 0 is equal to 4 pi. Then path difference is equal, this total length is equal to lambda, this length. Then this total length is equal to lambda. Lambda plus lambda is equal to 2 lambda. So this length is lambda and this length is lambda. Lambda plus lambda, 2 lambda. Therefore, delta phi is equal to 4 pi. Delta x is equal to 2 lambda. Now you just observe this one. When phase of the light waves is equal to 0, in case of constructive interference, path difference is equal to 0. If phase is equal to 2 pi, then path difference is lambda. If phase is equal to 4 pi, then path difference is 2 lambda. So these diagrams are not necessary in your theory examination. Only for understanding purpose I am going to plot these diagrams here. Simply how to write the phase difference and path difference. Now I am going to consider phase difference 0, 2 pi, 4 pi. You just observe 0, 2 pi, 4 pi. That is pi into n. If n is equal to 0, 0. If n is equal to 1, this is equal to pi, there is no pi. That means, in this case, in order to open these values, I am going to consider the even multiple of pi. Instead of multiplying the integer, I am going to consider even. Instead of odd, I am going to consider even. N is equal to 1, 2, even. N is equal to 2, 2 into 2, 4, even. N is equal to 3, 3 into 2, 6, even. Then n is equal to 0, that is equal to 0, first condition. N is equal to 1, 1 into 2, 2, 2 pi, second case. N is equal to 2, 2 into 2, 4, 4 pi, third case. That means, by considering the even multiple of pi, we will get these all values, that is phase difference between the particles. Similarly, by considering the even multiple of lambda by 2, that is 2n lambda by 2, even by considering 2n n lambda. So n lambda means Again we will get 0, lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, 4 lambda like this. But according to these values, I am going to consider even multiple of lambda. If n is equal to 0, 0 into 2, 0, 0. N is equal to 1, 1 into 2, 2 lambda, 2 lambda. There is no 2 lambda. When phase difference is 2 pi. Therefore, I am going to consider even multiple of lambda by 2. So, even multiple of lambda by 2 means n is equal to 0, 0. N is equal to 1, 2 to get cancelled, remaining term is lambda. N is equal to 2, 2 to get cancelled, remaining term is 2 lambda. Therefore, by considering even multiple of pi, we will obtain all the phase differences in case of constructive interference. By considering even multiple of lambda by 2, we will get all the path difference in case of constructive interference. Therefore, so we can write these values. So here phase difference is even multiple of pi. So even multiple of pi means when n is equal to 0, phase difference is 0. When n is equal to 1, then phase difference is equal to 2 pi. When n is equal to 2, 2 into 2, 4. When n is equal to 3, 6, so on. So here n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. Similarly, when phase difference is 0, path difference is 0. When phase difference is 2 pi, path difference is lambda. When phase difference is 4 pi, path difference is 2 lambda. So this is the even multiple of 2n lambda by 2. So n is equal to 0, 0, n is equal to 1. So this is equal to lambda, n is equal to 2, 2 get cancelled, remaining term is 2 lambda, n is equal to 3, this is equal to 3 lambda up to 2n lambda by 2. Okay. So phase difference is even multiple of pi and path difference even multiple of lambda pi. So instead of recalling these diagrams, simply you just remember phase difference is even multiple of pi and path difference is even multiple of lambda by 2, then you will get these all conditions. Okay. So these are the conditions for constructive interference. Or mathematically, if you want, you can obtain this relation also. So by considering the relation between phase difference and path difference, delta phi divided by delta x, this is equal to, so let us take any one condition, delta phi is equal to 2 pi, then delta x is equal to lambda, then delta x is equal to lambda divided by 2 pi into delta phi. This is equal to lambda divided by 2 pi, delta phi is equal to even multiple of pi, that is 2n pi. 2 pi get cancelled. This is equal to n lambda, or we can write this is equal to 2n lambda by 2 multiplying and dividing by 2. That is the case of path difference. Okay. In your examination, you just write this equation and this case and phase difference and path difference. That's enough. Or sometimes directly they are asked to calculate, asked to mention the conditions for constructive interference. At that instant you just write phase difference is even multiple of pi, path difference is even multiple of lambda by 2, that is enough. Okay. Next one, conditions for restrictive interference. Conditions for destructive interference. So we know that expression for amplitude of the resultant light wave, that is R is equal to a root of A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi. So in case of destructive interference, amplitude of the resultant light wave is minimum, or a displacement of the resultant light wave is minimum. So here R is minimum in this mathematical equation, R is minimum, and cos phi is equal to -1. Amplitude of the resultant wave is minimum when cos phi is equal to -1. So if cos phi is equal to -1, then R is equal to root of A1 square plus A2 square minus into plus minus 2A1 A2, or we can write R is equal to a root of, so it is as like as a square plus b square minus 2ab, a1 plus a2, sorry, a1 minus a2 whole square, square root and square get cancelled. So here R is equal to a1 minus a2. If suppose if A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A, if two light waves of same amplitude, then R is equal to, then R is equal to 0, that is minimum, and hence intensity is equal to, and hence I is equal to 0, that is intensity. R is proportional to amplitude square, that is R square. Then what are the phase difference and path difference for a destructive interference? Phase difference, that is delta phi, and path difference. that is delta x. So destructive interference means crust on trough and trough on crust. Now let us consider the light wave. Zero, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi. So according to definition of destructive interference, crust of one wave falls on trough of another wave. See here, crust and trough. That means these two light waves undergo destructive interference. The phase difference, when the phase of this wave is 0 and the phase of this wave is pi, the phase difference between these two light waves is equal to pi minus 0 is equal to pi. Therefore, delta phi is equal to pi, and path difference, this total length is equal to lambda. This total length is equal to lambda. Half of this length means for a half cycle lambda by 2. So here path difference is lambda by 2. When phase difference is pi, path difference is lambda by 2. That is delta x is equal to lambda by 2. See here, in case of destructive interference, when phase difference is pi, then path difference is lambda by 2. Similarly, another condition, now these two light waves again undergo destructive interference. So here phase difference is 0, pi, 2 pi, 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. So here phase difference is 3 pi. Phase difference is 3 pi. Then path difference is, this total length is lambda. For a half cycle, this length is lambda by 2. Lambda plus lambda by 2. Lambda plus lambda by 2 is equal to 3 lambda by 2. Therefore, this path difference is equal to 3 lambda by 2. When phase difference is equal to 3 pi, then path difference is equal to 3 lambda by 2. That means lambda plus lambda by 2. This is equal to 2 lambda plus lambda is equal to 3 lambda by 2. 3 lambda by 2. So here phase 0, pi, 2 pi, here 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi. So here phase difference is, so when phase of this wave is 0, then phase of this wave is 5 pi. So here these two light waves undergo destructive interference. Now the phase difference between these two light waves is equal to 5 pi minus 0 is equal to 5 pi. Then path difference is equal to, this length is equal to lambda plus lambda by 2. Lambda plus lambda by 2. Lambda plus lambda, 2 lambda plus lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 2. Now see here phase pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, odd numbers. So we can say in this case, in case of destructive interference, phase difference is odd multiple of pi. Phase difference is odd multiple of pi. So odd multiple of pi means I am going to write 2n plus 1 into pi. Odd multiple, n is equal to 0, lambda. N is equal to 1, 2 plus 1, 3 pi. N is equal to 2, 2 into 2, 4, 4 plus 1, 5, odd. 1 into 2, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, odd. Then 3 into 2, 6 plus 1, 7, odd. Therefore, phase difference is odd multiple of pi. And also we can write path difference in terms of odd multiple, that is n 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. 0 lambda by 2. N is equal to 1, 2 plus 1, 3, odd. 3 into 2, 6 plus 1, 7, odd. 2 into 2, 4 plus 1, 5, odd. Therefore, lambda by 2, when n is equal to 1, 3 lambda by 2, when n is equal to 2, 5 lambda by 2. Therefore, in case of destructive interference, phase difference is odd multiple of 2n plus 1 pi, and path difference is odd multiple of lambda by 2. Here n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. When n is equal to 0, pi. When n is equal to 0, pi. N is equal to 1, 1 into 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 pi. N is equal to 2, 2 into 2, 4, 4 plus 1, 5, 5 pi, so on. N is equal to 0, lambda by 2. N is equal to 1, 1 into 2, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 lambda by 2. N is equal to 2, 2 into 2, 4, 4 plus 1, 5, 5 lambda by 2. That is odd multiple of lambda by 2. So phase difference is odd multiple of pi and path difference is odd multiple of lambda by 2. So again you just recall this equation. that is amplitude of the resultant light wave is minimum, phase difference and path difference. If a phase difference is pi, path difference is lambda by 2. Phase difference is 3 pi, path difference is 3 lambda by 2. Phase difference is 5 pi, path difference is 5 lambda by 2. Or if you want, you can derive that equation. Delta phi divided by delta x is equal to delta phi. Take any one condition. If delta phi is equal to pi, then delta x is equal to lambda by 2. This is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Then delta x is equal to lambda by 2 pi into delta phi. This is equal to lambda divided by 2 pi into delta phi. Delta phi is even multiple of pi, that is 2n plus 1 into pi. Pi get cancelled. This is equal to 2n plus 1 into lambda by 2. So if you get any confusion by using this mathematical stuff, you can know about the path difference. When phase difference is even multiple of pi, and path difference is even multiple of lambda by 2. This is the condition here. Okay. So these steps are not required, only for understanding purpose. I am going to write here. You may, if you get any confusion, you can follow these mathematical steps in your mind only. Don't write these steps in theory examinations. Directly you just write this equation and mention the phase difference and path difference. Sometimes they are going to ask the question, give the theory of interference and hence mention the condition for constructive and destructive interference. During that case, you just derive the theory of equation up to direction of resultant light wave and just mention the condition, that is phase difference, path difference in case of constructive interference, phase difference and path difference in case of destructive interference. That's enough for 5 marks. Okay. So next, practically how you are going to get this interference. So it is due to superposition of light waves. So let us see the experimental arrangement to obtain the interference pattern. Practically to obtain interference pattern. That is, so we are going to discuss about this under Young's double slit experiment. Young's double slit experiment. So name of the scientist, that is Young's double slit experiment. So you observe the interference pattern on the screen and hence we are going to name this experiment as Young's double slit experiment. So for the first time you observe the interference pattern on the screen due to superposition of the light waves. Okay. So let us consider the experimental arrangement of this Young's double slit experiment. So this is a single slit screen. So this is a double slit screen. Observation screen. So when a monochromatic light is made to pass through this narrow single slit screen, monochromatic light, so monochromatic means single wavelength, single color or single frequency. So this is the experimental arrangement of Young's double slit experiment. When this monochromatic light is made to pass through this single slit screen, then light passes through this single slit screen and illuminates this double slit screen. That means in a double slit screen, let us say S1 and S2, these two slits behave like two coherent sources. These two slits behave like two coherent sources, or if you can imagine yourself, this is as a linear source. It produces a cylindrical wavefront. So each wavefront contains a large number of vibrating particles. Those vibrating particles are going to vibrate in their position with the same phase. We know that method to obtain two coherent sources, that is by dividing the wavefront. I am going to divide this wavefront, either spherical or plane wavefront. Spherical wavefront or plane wavefront. So here this contains one vibrating particle, this one contains another vibrating particle. I am going to divide these two parts, and I am going to name this one as S1 and this one as S2. Now S1, S2 behave like two coherent sources. Two coherent sources are required in order to obtain interference pattern. When the light waves from S1 and S2 superimpose on each other on the screen, then they are going to produce alternate dark and bright fringes. They are going to produce alternate dark and bright fringes. See here, bright, dark, bright, dark, bright, dark. In between two bright lines, there is a dark space that represents dark spot. Bright region, dark region, due to superposition of the light waves from S1 and S2, where S1 and S2 behave like two coherent sources. This arrangement is known as interference pattern. Interference pattern is nothing but arrangement of dark and bright regions, on the screen. These dark and bright regions on the screen are known as fringes. Bright fringe is nothing but bright region. Dark fringe is nothing but dark region. alternate dark and bright fringes means alternate dark and bright regions on the observation screen. This is the interference pattern. Then a brief explanation about this Young's double slit experiment. So there is no need of much more explanation for this one. Monochromatic light is made to pass through the rectangular single slit. The light from the single slit screen illuminates double slit screen. The narrow slits S1 and S2 behave like two coherent sources. Which are placed at a distance coherent sources. The light waves from S1 and S2 superimpose on each other and produce interference pattern. Produce interference pattern on the observation screen. So here let us say small d be the distance between these two narrow slits. Small d be the distance between these two narrow slits. Capital D be the distance between double slit screen, distance between double slit screen and observation screen. Distance between double slit screen and observation screen. D distance between the slits S1 and S2. Capital D, distance between double slit screen and observation screen. Okay. So when we will get a bright region on the screen or a bright fringe. So this bright region or maximum intensity. Bright region means maximum intensity. Dark region means minimum intensity or zero intensity. Bright region, that is due to constructive interference. Dark region, that is due to destructive interference. So here, in case of Young's double slit experiment, we can observe on the observation screen alternate dark and bright fringes. And here, width of the bright fringe is equal to width of the dark fringe. Intensity of all the bright fringes is the same, bright, 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 bright. There is no loss in intensity. And intensity of all the dark, the name itself indicates dark. Intensity of all the dark fringes is equal to 0. So here experimentally we can observe on the observation screen So Young's double slit experiment. So in the observation screen we can observe the first one, alternate dark and bright regions or fringes. This observation screen shows alternate dark and bright fringes. Intensity of all the bright fringes is same or maximum. Intensity of all the dark fringes is minimum or 0. Width of the bright fringe is equal to width of the dark fringe. Width of the bright fringe is equal to width of dark fringe. So this we can observe on the observation screen in this Young's double slit experiment. And one more thing, at the center of the observation screen always you will get bright region, that is bright fringe, because the distance traveled by the light wave from S1 to observation screen and S2 to observation screen is same. Then path difference between those two light waves is equal to 0, and hence phase difference is equal to 0. When phase difference is equal to 0, path difference is equal to 0, then those two light waves undergo constructive interference. Constructive interference means we will get bright region on the screen. So, this thing you should remember. At the center of the observation screen always we will get bright region or bright fringe. This bright fringe due to constructive interference. Dark fringe due to destructive interference. Constructive interference, destructive interference. At the center of the screen always we will get bright fringe. You just remember this thing. The reason behind that is the distance travelled by the light wave from S1 to observation screen is equal to distance travelled by the light wave from S2 to observation screen, and hence path difference is equal to 0, and hence phase difference is equal to 0. Therefore, we will get a bright region at the center of this observation screen. So, this is the experimental details about this Young's double slit experiment. So, these are nothing but Young's double slit experiment shows alternate dark and bright fringes. So, if you want you can write Young's double slit experiment shows alternate dark and bright fringes. Intensity of all the bright fringes is same, intensity of all the dark fringes is 0, width of the bright fringe. So, width of one bright fringe is equal to width of another dark fringe, same width. That means bright and dark fringes have same width. Okay. So, this is all about conditions of constructive interference, destructive interference and experimental arrangement of Young's double slit experiment. So, here double slit means two coherent sources S1 and S2. Okay. So, in next class we shall discuss about expression for fringe width.